Russell Brand. I want to get into this. Russell Brand is facing some serious rape accusations by two women that are, you know, claiming that he raped them. I don't know how many years ago. I don't know, but who isn't facing these type of accusations these days? It's not funny. But I mean, a lot of celebrities are. That's what I'm saying. Like the Me Too movement, and recently Danny Matterson, and I kind of believe I don't want to say this shit. I uploaded a video. I'm not defending Danny Matterson, but I was kind of hinting to the idea that that these women claimed that they were raped by this man 20 years ago, and I was just sharing the possibilities of these women being liars and that they might have an actual agenda against Danny Matterson. That he was a star in the '70s show, and they wanted to get on the show, and there was some type of transaction that that pertained to sexual activities or whatever. And I guess they never made it to Hollywood because they lacked the skills and the talent, and he never fulfilled their promise of bringing them to the '70s show, and they kind of held a grudge all these years and decided to ruin this innocent man's life. That's what I was saying. But now, I kind of think he did the rape, but only because he's with Scientology, So yeah, that's my position right now. It kind of makes sense. I don't know, bro. Whatever. Brand, though. Russell Brand is facing these false accusations, in my opinion. And the reason why I say it's false is because he's been recently, for these few years, voicing his thoughts on the mainstream and basically clearing out this smokescreen that the mainstream created and exposing some truth from the industry and the establishment. And he's speaking against them consistently for a few years now. And, I respect that. I feel like anybody that does that automatically becomes a target, similar with Andrew Tate, similar with Donald Trump. I'm going to use Donald Trump. I think he's a great example. I respect Donald Trump. I think he's authentic. I think a lot of people resonate with that, the authenticity. Similar with Russell Brand. When it comes to Russell Brand, I feel like he's genuine, he's authentic, especially in this video that he made addressing the false accusations.
Extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual. I was always transparent about that then, almost too transparent. And I'm being transparent about it now as well. And to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal that I absolutely deny makes me question, is there another agenda at play? Particularly when we've seen coordinated media attacks before, like with Joe Rogan when he dared to take a medicine that the mainstream media didn't approve of. And we saw a spate of headlines from media outlets across the world using the same language. I'm aware that you guys have been saying in the comments for a while, watch out, Russell, they're coming for you, you're getting too close to the truth. Russell Brand did not kill himself. I know that a year ago there was a spate of articles, Russell Brand's a conspiracy theorist, Russell Brand's right wing. I'm aware of news media making phone calls, sending letters to people I know for ages and ages. It's been clear to me, or at least it feels to me, like there's a serious and concerted agenda to control these kind of spaces and these kind of voices. And I mean my voice along with your voice. I don't mind them using my books and my stand-up to talk about my promiscuous consensual conduct in the past. What I seriously refute are these very, very serious criminal allegations. Also, it's worth mentioning that there are witnesses whose evidence directly contradicts the narratives that these two mainstream media outlets are trying to construct, apparently in what seems to me to be a coordinated attack.
So I think he's definitely a target. And I feel like also that they had him on their platform. I don't know if it's CNN or NMBC, whatever the hell it is. And they tried to demonize his character and basically, discredit him by bringing up, his past, like his drug addiction and things like that. And they're doing the same thing now by bringing up, because, he was married to Katy Perry, which I had no idea. But I found out this yesterday because they brought up this old video of Katy Perry when Russell Brand broke up with her. Apparently he broke up with her via text, and she was doing a documentary about herself, I guess. And she was crying like her tears out, like literally just tearing, and somehow gained gained herself back and went on stage or whatever.
Come on, honey, you got this.
In a 2013 interview with Vogue, Katie spoke out about her controlling ex-husband and their really hurtful marriage, saying, quote, "I felt a lot of responsibility for it ending, but then I found out the real truth, which I can't necessarily disclose because I keep it locked in my safe for a rainy day."
And they bring this up because they want to create a magnitude on the already accusations that he's facing of rape. You know, they're trying to discredit him again. And that is what they do. And the reason why I said I'm going to use Donald Trump as an example, because that is what they did with Donald Trump. The only reason so many people dislike Donald Trump and are willing to defend this obvious.
Yeah. Let me whisper a secret. Don't tell mommy what I told you.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. He sniffs too many children, that man.
That is the president that we have today, is because of the mainstream. The mainstream made them dislike Donald Trump. Here's an example of the manipulation and the tactic they used on the masses to convince them and influence them that Donald Trump is somehow an evil guy. You know, when the children, which is really unfortunate, you know, in the borders, they were put in camps and they kept advertising this. This is what the Trump administration is doing, and et cetera, et cetera. They kept promoting it and showing it on their, you know, CNN, whatever else news, all these other mainstream networks. They kept advertising it over and over and over. But what they didn't do that during the time of Obama administration, because that shit was happening during his term.
Now, I was working in Arizona in 2014, and I covered this story myself, so I can verify, yes, under the Obama administration, unaccompanied minors were placed in facilities with chain-link fences.
And I bet you that shit was happening during the Bush administration and the Clinton and the presidents before him. That is the tactic they used. And the fact they made a big deal out of Trump, the president of the United States, tweeting was actually his view, his point of view on Twitter, sharing the information that believed needs to be shared. That was just ridiculous that they made that an issue. I would like a president to share his actual, you know, what's really going on, what he thinks is, let us know. And Trump shared everything, you know, and that was great. He was transparent. Not only that, instead of promoting the fact that he went to North Korea to try to make peace with the president of North Korea and brought the president of South Korea and together, like bro, that was history in the making. And what's happening now? What's going on with that? Was there a follow-up by President Biden? No. How about with Putin? He's trying to make peace with Putin. Bro, they want to start war, these people. They. And you know who they are. There are they establishment. All right? And that's just an example of the manipulation. This is why I side with Donald Trump. I totally believe Donald Trump. I think he's authentic. I think he's genuine. I think he's one of the greatest presidents this country ever had. And the same thing as Russell Brand is going through is because of the establishment. You know, and they're gonna probably hit this on the nail over and over, just like they did Trump. Tried to bring up anything from his past. You know, same thing with the Katy Perry thing. She was crying her eyes out, but hopefully not. And that's what they do. That is what the establishment does. That's what they did with Donald Trump. That's what they're doing with Russell Brand. That's what they did, or are currently still doing with Andrew Tate, and people, whoever speaks about the establishment, and that is what they're doing. And I hope you guys see that. Leave a comment down below. Again, if you want to see the full video of Russell Brand, I'm going to leave it a link in the description down below. And, you know, just pray. I mean, if these women are truly, in fact, real victims, You know, I pray that they get their justice. Honest to God, obviously, you know, any real human being, like, they will pray justice for any real victim. But I feel like I wanted to address this is what I wanted to address. Women are being treated like they're children. They're never, like, there's always a million excuses for women, you know, and it's horrible because there's always a possibility, like I said, you know, even if it's 2 3 years, 40 years, whatever many years, if a woman comes and say that you're a rapist, that you raped her, even if it's false, your life is, you know, virtually ruined. Nobody's gonna see you the same anymore. They're gonna always think that you can very possibly be a rapist, you know, and that is the issue. That is what I'm trying to address here. That women need to speak out when it happens, and when it does, like, I don't, because I feel, I know, understand that it's hard for women to come out and just, you know, just say that they are victims of rape, or, you know, even, you know, when even if it has just happened and whatever. But it needs to be done. I think women need to just come out and say it when it happens, and which is, I don't know. I don't want to. I get it. It's a very sensitive topic. I don't want to even get into it. But women are treated like children. So it's either they're children and should be treated like children, they're actual adults that should be held accountable, and know the magnitude of their, you know, their accusations, very, you know, especially something like rape, and know how horrible that is, and I'm sure that they do. I'm sure they do. But also keep in mind that there are women who are falsely accused in rape, right? And if you don't want to be one of those women, come out and say it when it freaking happens. You know, it's sad. You know, I sympathize with what happened to you, but come out and freaking say it when it freaking happens. Because, again, like, there are men who are victims as well, you know? And like I said, they make a million excuses for women. Like, you either treat them like children or you treat them like adults, just the way you treat like men. If they're truly, we are all truly equal in that sense, then we all should be held accountable. We all should be, you know, responsible. And that is all I have to say about that. Leave a comment down below. Appreciate you for watching. If you're watching, I don't know. Subscribe, like, peace.